Today's episode of Reset to Reinvent podcast is brought to you by the Adams Group Agency, developing final expense leaders.
Woo! It's the last Monday in May, the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Oh my goodness, what a month it has been, guys. The topic of mental health this month has just been amazing. Hello, 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 and welcome to Reset to Reinvent podcast. I am your host, Helen Blocker Adams. I'm so happy to join you today as we dive into the final week of Mental Health Awareness Month. We have shared quite a bit of information over the past several weeks, and we really haven't scratched the surface of this topic. Really, the whole year can be Mental Health Awareness Year. There's so much to share. Now, if you haven't had a chance to listen to our previous episodes this month, please go back and listen to those episodes. I highly encourage you to do so. We talked about some of the triggers that impact mental health. We shared websites and resources that you can tap into that can be helpful. We even talked about the 5 reasons why people do not want to admit having mental health challenges. And we tackled the negative perception of the stigma of mental health. And that's a biggie. Oh my goodness, that's a biggie. But before we go further, please don't forget to download and subscribe to our podcast. Now, did you realize that when you subscribe to our podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms, what that does is allow you to never miss an episode, because every Monday morning you will get a notification from your podcast platform. So go ahead and do that so that you do not miss an episode, and then you don't have to try to find us every week, okay? Scroll down to the footer of this podcast and click on support our show. We really would love for you to support our show, and we thank you so much for our supporters. Now, we're going to wrap up in this episode with some final thoughts and some actionable strategies that may be helpful for you or someone that you know. Now, I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and it said, oh man, this is so good too. It said, people will come and go in life, but the person that you see in the mirror will be there for the rest of your life. So be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. I really like that, because if you think about what the message is saying, it's so appropriate on this topic of mental health to be good to yourself, to take care of yourself, to be nice to yourself, to be kind to yourself, because I mentioned in another episode that oftentimes we are our own worst enemies, okay? We're self-critical. We don't let go of things in the past, and we beat ourselves up, and the mirror will reveal who we are, and that face, that beautiful face, that is who will be here for the rest of our lives. So treat yourself well, okay? Every single day. Can you do that? All right. I have something else exciting that I want to talk about today. Now, many of you are probably regular watchers of the hit show American Idol. Okay, it's been out for, 20-something years, 25 years. And I usually don't watch American Idol, but I kept seeing things on Facebook, and some of my Facebook friends that were really rallying for this young man, this particular person. And then when I clicked to listen to his music, I'm like, wow, this guy is good. So for a couple of weeks in a row, I tuned in to American Idol. Well, about a week or so ago was the finale, okay? And the winner was this young man from Meridian, Mississippi, who was declared the winner and apparently America's favorite, okay? His name is Jamal Roberts. And he's a phenomenal singer and just a phenomenal human being. He really is. So I'm sure by now you've heard his name or you've heard his songs, you've heard him sing. And after hearing his name announced on the night of the finale, he got up and sang a portion of his newly released song. Now, this song, the lyrics, it was written by a guy named Tom Odell in 2013, but he made this song his own. And the name of the song, which I thought was so appropriate to be able to share on this last episode of Mental Health Awareness Month, the name of the song is called Heal. Heal, heal. Okay. Wow. So what I want to do is share the lyrics and then just deep dive into these lyrics because they are very meaningful, and especially as it relates to mental health. And so it says, take my mind and take my pain, like an empty bottle takes the rain, and heal, 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 heal. And take my past and take my sins, like an empty sail takes the wind, and heal, 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 heal. And tell me some things last. And tell me some things last. Like an ocean takes the dirty sands, and heal, 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 heal. Take my mind and take my pain, like an empty bottle takes the rain, and heal, 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 heal. And tell me some things last, and tell me some things last. Take my heart and take my hand, like an ocean takes the dirty sands, and heal, 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 heal. Take my mind and take my pain, like an empty bottle takes the rain, and heal, 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 heal. And tell me some things last. And tell me some things last. Oh my goodness. That was, man, listen to the lyrics. I've got a few more and I'm messing up with my pages here. Okay. Oh my goodness. But, and tell me some things last. Those were the last words, the lyrics of that song, Heal. Wasn't that good? You can just kind of reflect on those lyrics as we wrap up Mental Health Awareness Month. And so here's what I want to do. I want to share. I read an article not too long ago in MSN, and I'm always seeing stuff on. You know how you can go and you can be searching something on the internet, and then all of a sudden, it's like your things are just popping up. Whatever it was that you were searching for, it's like, ooh, somebody is watching me. Somebody is watching me. And so this article popped up and I said, oh, this is going to be perfect to close out Mental Health Awareness Month in this 4.4 week series that we've had. The name of the article is 25 Common Mental Health Myths Debunked. 25 Common Mental Health Myths Debunked. Now, I'm going to share 15 of the 25. Okay, you can Google this and get all the rest of them. But there were 15 of them that I said, you know what? Yeah, I want to share these as we wrap up Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, the first one is mental health issues are not real issues. Say what? Some people think that mental health issues are just the ups and downs of everyday life and that you should be able to just get over it. I'm sure somebody has said that to you, or maybe you have said that to somebody. Okay, let's not minimize the effects and what mental health is all about. Okay, I've definitely tried to drive that home over these past few weeks. People just think, just the ups and downs of everyday life, and you should just be able to go to just get over it. Just get over it. Well, truth be told, mental health issues are serious disorders that require diagnosis, that require treatment and support just like any physical health issue like breaking your arm or being diagnosed with cancer. The second myth that needs to be debunked: mental health issues will not affect me. If you've never experienced a mental issue, you might think that you're immune and that it will never affect you. The truth is that mental health issues are really very common. In 2014, there was a study that says 1 in 5 American adults experienced a mental health issue. 1 in 5. Okay. And even if it doesn't affect you personally, check this out. There's a good chance it will affect someone close to you, like a family member or a friend. Number 3, mental health issues are just a result of bad behavior. What in the world? Mental health issues can cause some people to act in seemingly strange and unexpected ways, making poor choices for themselves. Okay. We can believe that. But according to Dr. David Goldblum, who is a senior medical advisor for the Center of Addiction and Mental Health and a professor of psychiatry at the University of Toronto, he says people do not choose to experience mental illness as a way to duck responsibility for bad behavior. It is important to keep in mind that it is the illness, not the person, that's behind this behavior, okay? And to remember that we all behave badly at some point in our lives, all right? So just because you behave badly doesn't mean that, you've got some kind of problem. You just made some bad decisions, bad choices, okay? All right. Number 4, mental health issues are the result of bad parenting. Oh, wow. There is no single cause for mental health issues, okay? Which are complicated conditions that arise from a combination of genetics, biology, environment, and life experiences. All right. Family members can, however, play a critical role in providing support to a loved one dealing with a mental health issue. Number 5, these are myths, mental health issues, myths that need to be debunked. We need to get them out of there. We need to throw them in the trash can. Number 5, people with mental health illness are dangerous people. Whoa. While the media, the media is quick to sensationalize violent crimes committed by persons with mental illness, particularly mass shootings. But check this out. Most acts of violence are caused by people without mental health issues. Only 5% of violent crimes in the United States are committed by people with a serious mental health issue. In fact, people with mental illness are more likely to be victims of violence and bullying. Number 6, you cannot recover from mental illness. Let's look at that. Perhaps some of the stigma that surrounds mental health is due to the myth that people don't recover from it. However, the opposite is true. There are many more kinds of treatment, services, and support today, and more being developed and recognized. And people with a mental health issue can lead productive, engaging lives, working, volunteering, and contributing to their communities. Okay. Number 7, people with mental illness are weak. Another prevalent myth that surrounds mental health is that people with a mental illness are weak or flawed in character. Nothing could be further from the truth. Mental health issues are completely unrelated to being lazy or weak. Okay. Instead, they're typically caused by factors such as genes, physical illness, injury, brain chemistry, trauma, abuse, or a family history of such problems. Okay. Number 8, depression is not a mental illness. Everyone is unhappy sometimes. I think this one is a big one, guys. Think about it. Depression, oh, it's not a mental illness. Everyone is unhappy sometimes. Clinical depression or major depression is much more serious than just having a bad day or feeling blue or feeling down or feeling disappointed. It's a complex mood disorder caused by various factors, including genetic predisposition, personality, stress, and brain chemistry. And people do not simply get over it on their own. So stop suggesting that people do that. Oh, just get over it. You'll be okay. Let's not minimize mental health or people with mental health challenges, okay? Let's stop doing that. Depression. Why? Because depression is an illness that must be managed just like any other serious health issue. Number 9, kids cannot have mental illness. Ooh, let's see what this says. In fact, early warning signs of mental health issues can appear even in young people. Half of all mental health disorders show first signs before a person turns 14 years old, and 3/4 of mental health disorders begin before the age of 24. So early support is essential to not let such issues affect or interfere with the child's development. Okay, so let's not take things lightly when things may seem a little off with your child. Okay, number 10 of 15 mental health issues, myths that needs to be debunked, need to be thrown in the trash can. Okay, number 10, people with a mental illness can't hold down a job. Oh, quite the contrary. You may not realize it, but you probably work with someone with a mental health issue or who has experienced one at one time or another, and you just don't even know it. People mask very well. But with the right support, people with mental health issues can have a successful career. Okay? Yeah. Number 11, only soldiers can get PTSD. The truth is, anybody can have PTSD. If someone is the victim of a sexual assault, domestic violence, a natural disaster, they witness a traumatic event, they've lost a loved one that they were really close to, they can have post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Okay, so it's not just for soldiers who've been in war. Okay. Number 12, it's impossible to prevent mental health issues. Okay, this is another myth. So it is, in fact, there are many things you can do to take care of your mental health. Think about that song and the lyrics in that song, heal, 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 that I shared with you earlier. And think about that message that I mentioned on Facebook. And it said, take care of yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Okay. So there's some simple things you can do, include watching for warning signs, getting help early on, going for regular medical checkups, taking good care of yourself, taking your medication, sleeping enough, eating well, exercising, managing stress. Just take care of yourself. You know, some of us, we just go, 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 and we don't take time. And then when we do take time for ourselves, we feel guilty. Oh my goodness. You don't have to feel guilty. You deserve it. So take care. You know, that term self-care is big. You see self-care all over now. We're talking about self-care. We're talking about your mental health. Okay. Number 13. If I seek help for mental health challenges, people are going to think I'm crazy. Oh man. That stigma that surrounds mental health can unfortunately keep a lot of people from seeking help. They don't want to be labeled as crazy or weak, or they don't want to be ostracized from society. In fact, it takes a lot of courage to just say, you know what? Wow, I need help. I need help. It takes a lot of courage to do that. No one should be denied the help they need due to social stigma. Okay. Number 14. People with mental health issues cannot be successful. People with mental health issue can be successful in all areas of life, from family and sports to business and the arts. I mean, you hear more and more athletes and actors and actresses and people who are in the public eye who are sharing some of mental health concerns that they've experienced or some trauma that they've had, and they're making their exact is I believe that there are many of the public figures that are stepping out and talking about this subject of mental health is helping to bring not only more awareness, but minimizing the negative stigma, you know, because it's almost like, wow, if this person has had this experience, then wow, it's okay for me to say it's okay. You know, it's okay. There's a lot of famous people struggling or who have struggled with mental health, including actor Jim Carrey, CNN founder Ted Turner, author J.K. Rowling, musician Brian Wilson. And I mean, there's just so many. I mean, you can just think of so many. And so debunking the myth that people who have or have had mental health challenges cannot be successful. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Number 15. Okay, 15 of the 25. People with a mental illness can snap out of it if they try. Oh my gosh. What in the world? This myth persists with people. This myth persists that people with a mental health issue are simply not trying hard enough. And that if they just put in a little effort and hard work, they can just snap out of it. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. In reality, and hear me clear, guys, family. In reality, mental health issues are just like physical health problems, in that you can't just snap your fingers to cure them. I've mentioned before that I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer several years ago. I couldn't just snap my fingers and just make it go away. I had to get treatment. Now, prior to being diagnosed, I didn't feel sick. I didn't look sick. But on the inside, something was going on. And after getting my annual mammogram several years ago, there was something that was seen. I had to go back. They took a closer look, and lo and behold, they saw a small mass, and they were able to catch it because, hint, 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 ladies and gents, especially ladies, get your annual mammograms, okay? I think there's some statistics out there that says, I think when you get 30, 35 years old, but I guess it depends on, if you've got breast cancer in your family, you might want to get checked earlier than that. But it was because I had gone to get my mammograms every year that they were able to detect it and remove it with a lumpectomy, and I had to get the treatment. Now, that wasn't a mental health issue, that was a physical health. But just like mental health, there's just no cure like that. You can't just snap your fingers. There is a process. Okay, there is a process. I had to go through a process. And think about if you have a broken leg or a broken arm, you've got to get it set. You may have to wear a cast. You've got to go through a process. You've got to get it fixed. It's got to heal. Your mental health is the same way, guys. So that's number 15 of 25. That's I really wanted to share with you as we close out the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay. I really hope that you guys have gotten a lot out of this, and hopefully you'll feel encouraged, more encouraged about this particular illness. I really do. I really, really do. I've got some resources that I want to share as I kind of start wrapping up this final week in the month of May. There are several Facebook groups that I was able to find that focus on mental health, and I want to share them with you. One of them is mentalhealth.org.uk. mentalhealth.org.uk. And their theme for the month of May has been Together for Mental Health. Hashtag Together for Mental Health. A lot of good resources on that website, guys. Golly. Now, here's another one, growtherapy.com. That website is, and it's a Facebook page as well, but growtherapy.com. That's another resource that you can use or share with someone else. Okay. And then BetterHelp. Okay. There is a concept called habit stacking by James Clear that I was going to share in this episode, but it would have taken too long to get all into it. But go and check it out yourself. BetterHelp. Okay, and they're all over. And now that I clicked on that particular link for BetterHelp, now the ads and so forth, the pop up on my Facebook page all of the time. BetterHelp, but it's called Habit Stacking by James Clear. Check it out. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. This has been a phenomenal 4 weeks, bringing awareness to mental health. And I hope that you have been enlightened, informed, educated, and inspired by all of the information that's been shared. I've had fun putting it together, I tell you that. So as we wrap up the month of May, and of course the month of May has been my birthday month. My birthday was May the 1st. Been celebrating all month long, and certainly the month of May to me is the best month of the year. Okay. Oh my goodness. But we're going into the month of June. And so I want to give you guys a sneak peek at next month episode. So the month of June, I am going to feature some women entrepreneurs, particularly in the insurance industry, which is the industry, an industry that I'm in and have been for the past 11 years. And I want to shine light on these women entrepreneurs who have overcome adversity in ways that will blow your mind. We're going to have guest after guest after guest, and all of them are women that I know, that I work with, that I fellowship with, that have developed strong friendships with, and the adversity that they've shared on different levels. We've got different age range, different backgrounds, but adversity that they've experienced, and they are still standing. They are still thriving. And as an entrepreneur, experiencing adversity, as an entrepreneur who's gone through some stuff, it makes entrepreneurship even harder. Okay, because you got to get out there and make a living. So they're still standing. They've had to reset and reinvent, and they are excelling in the entrepreneurial space. So if you've ever considered going into business for yourself and you've wondered how to do it, how you can do it because you've gone through some stuff and or are going through something, then oh my goodness, you do not want to miss these episodes in the month of June. I promise you will not be disappointed. I'm so excited about interviewing these ladies. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. So as we wrap up May, Mental Health Awareness Month, guys, family, I'm just so excited. I want to thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Reset to Reinvent podcast. Please like, download, and subscribe. And remember, when you subscribe at your favorite podcast platform, then once you subscribe, then you don't have to search for us anymore. You'll get the alerts every Monday morning when when the new episodes are released. Okay. So also check out our website. Go to our website, resettoreinvent.com, resettoreinvent.com. Go to our Reinvent store, check out some of our books. We've got some great ebooks, guys. Take advantage of these resources. And I've written these books, okay? Ebooks on leadership, career opportunities in the insurance industry. And I even created a customized journal. Okay, the journal is really pretty cool. And it's a journal. Yeah, it's a personalized daily journal calendar. It's a combination. So even though, we're getting ready to go into the month of June, half the year is over, but I think I've got it so that it goes through 2026. Okay, so go and check it out. So once again, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this whole month, this day. And, I want to see you. I want to see you next week. I want to see you next time. And why? Because you deserve to be inspired. Peace.
Reset to Reinvent podcast. We are living in uncertain times. Job security is becoming more elusive. People are losing their jobs. Companies are closing. But wait, have you ever considered a career as an insurance agent? Just a thought. Our much talked about ebook, 8 Reasons to Become a Life Insurance Agent, can help you decide if it's for you or not. Order your copy today. Visit our website, Reset to Reinvent, and click on the Reinvent store. Who knows? It may be the best decision you've made in a long time.